Hey everybody, it's Gary Lucas. How are ya? Very well, I hope. I'm okay, as as good as can be, I suppose. And well, it's time to play here. So. Yeah. Okay, that is, well, that's a piece originally titled Winged Victory that I wrote, I don't know, smoking a J on top of the federal building where WNYC Studios used to be located in Lower Manhattan back in my stoner days. And it was given by me to Najma Akhtar, this fantastic Indian British singer based in London, and that's on a record that we did entitled Rishte. And gee, I don't know what the title of it is on that album, but it's something foreign. It's in Urdu. I have to go refer to the album, but it is available online through OK Music. It originally came out on the Harmonia Mundi label, which is an amazing story in itself. And as I love to tell stories, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about it. Najma and I got together through her friend, a guy named Gary Nesbitt, who came to see me play at Joe's Pub at the Public Theater. Must have been about 2006 or 7. And he said, listen, I'm really good friends with Najma Akhtar. Are you familiar with her work? And I said, yes. I love her work. I've actually went out and bought one of her solo albums in 1990 or so, and she's great. So he said, well, I think you guys would be a good match together. So often I'm collaborating with people who I meet through mere, happenstance and chance, or somebody like Mr. Nesbitt will come forward and say, I've spoken to this person I'm friendly with and they're interested in working with you. So, I don't know, it's been a variety. Sometimes I've cast these projects too with the help of my lovely wife, Caroline, who's a casting director, and I cannot play electric guitar for you today. I am under strict orders from Caroline not to, because she's right through these paper-thin walls in the other room, in our bedroom, doing a Zoom casting experience right now for some lucky wannabe actors, I don't know who. But so I'm going to lay off the electric guitar. But anyway, to get back to the story. So Gary Nesbitt said, well, I'll put you in touch with Najma. So we had a nice email chat. And then I was coming to London anyway because my late father and now late mother, sorry to say, lost her to the virus about 6 weeks ago or so. We were going on a family trip. My father actually was taking me and Caroline and my sister and brother-in-law and their son on a journey to the, I think this was to the glacier in Alaska. No, wait a second. We did 2 of these family trips. Gosh, I gotta remember. I think this was on the waterways in Europe. And this one went up to St. Petersburg, eventually also Estonia. It was a pretty amazing trip to Amsterdam. And anyway, I have to think about that. But anyway, so the day before we left, we assembled in London. And the day before we left, I invited Najma to drop by the hotel we like to stay at. And our traditional hotel, which I'll recommend highly if you happen to be going to London, is the Swiss Cottage Hotel, which is now a Best Western. Maybe it was then too, I don't know, but it's an old, kind of seedy old mansion in a beautiful neighborhood, which is near Belsize Park and England's Lane. It's kind of sandwiched between these two places, not that far from Hampstead and these other Tony areas there in London, Frognall, for instance. So anyway, Najma came rolling round with her mom, and I had sent her some stuff on cassette, and she had come up with some beautiful lines and lyrics to go along with the instrumental. So I was there strumming away in the front room of this hotel, and she was singing, and my God, it sounded beautiful. So I got really excited. This is going to work. This is really going to work. And some months later, we got together formally and recorded the album in a studio in the hinterlands of New Jersey. I can't really recall the name of it, a small basement studio, but they were fully equipped. And anyway, the record languished for a while. We finished it, but it kind of fell on deaf ears, as sometimes they do. We couldn't get anybody to throw down label-wise, so I was really, flummoxed a little bit on the possibilities of our recording what was going to happen, because really you need to get a record out often to get gigs. They go with the territory, the kind of yin-yang. So I was coming back to London a few months after we finished this record, and my friend Juliana Mahler, who I'd met in St. Petersburg, who's a great gal. Hi, Juliana. And she is an expat Russian beauty living in London at that time. She contacted me now, and also now. We contacted me and said, I want to invite you to the V&A, the Victoria and Albert Museum, tonight, because there's going to be a party for a new Russian magazine for expat Russians abroad, oligarchs principally. And the name of the new magazine is Snob Magazine, right? You can't make this stuff up, right? So we said, okay, that sounds like fun. And she said, and by the way, Putin's favorite singer is going to be there as part of the entertainment. So that was also an enticement. And I can't think of her name, but she had a shaved head. She was a bit like, nothing compares to you. that singer, I mean, in her shaved head, period, and just blanking that Irish singer. And this girl was pretty good, but there I saw all sorts of people at this party that I knew from this place and that place over the years, including Lou Edmonds, who had played with The Damned originally in the first iteration of the Sex Pistols. Lou was there. And he was talking to Joe Boyd, the famous American producer responsible for production on the incredible String Band's amazing albums, as well as Nick Drake's fantastic albums and some other stuff. He used to have a label called Hannibal Records. So, I had met him back in the day. He knew my work, and he'd come and see me play. So we were friendly, so I said hello, and then I asked him, I said, where should I go with this album I do with Najma, who he was familiar with? And he said, well, it's too bad I don't have my label anymore, but I would say that the only place you should really be talking to is Harmonia Mundi. They have a new label called World Village. And I think they might go for this, and the guy over there who runs it comes from Virgin Jazz or World Music. I don't know, people play musical chairs in the music industry all the time, and they hop from one to another. So I thought, okay, right, good tip. So I called Najma the next day and I said, I want you to contact these guys. Here's the name. And you be the front person repping this, because sometimes, I may say the wrong thing, or I have a pen. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, and plus you live there, and plus you're an attractive lady, so, use all your wiles and snares, and, I didn't feel that I could carry the ball over the line with this guy I didn't know. So the next day, she did that, and they received it very well, and we had a deal like that, and a good deal. In fact, the most money anyone's ever put in front of me, really, except for Peter Hamill, and that's another story, but anyway, and the record came out and got 5-star reviews all over the place, beautiful reviews, and we went and gigged around the world, including the main stage in the Canary Islands of WOMAD Festival, you may have heard of, and some other great gigs in London and Amsterdam and New York. And so, love working with Najma. And okay, so now you've heard that uplifting tale. I want to say big thank you to Philip Smith, Mark Young. I don't know any of these people. Lori J. Hoffman, now that is Ted Drozdowski's better half, I'm pretty sure. John Stewart, I do know John, and John is like one of our dearest friends, a mad Scots person living in London, sometimes in France. Reed Noss, Michael Lutz, I recognize your name again. I think this is Marina Lutz's brother, but maybe not. Mr. R. Deacon, this sounds like a moving and storage company guy. Laura Burrows, Donald Abrams, look at these names. Bill Bamberger, William C. Bamberger, you got to check this guy out because he wrote a great book about Don Van Vliet, Captain Beefheart, really astute analysis of Trout Mask and all the others, under the title Riding Some Kind of Unusual Skull Sleigh, which is one of Don's well-known paintings, the title of. Zach Silver, you got the silver. Juliana Mahler, okay, yeah, I know you. And I mentioned you, and Bruce Mowat, maybe a relation of Judy Mowat, maybe. But all of you guys came forward, and gals, and stepped up to the plate. And Caroline and I are so grateful, especially as we're wondering what's going to happen to this pandemic stimulus money that was voted in, that has sustained us somewhat over 3.5 months now, and which is due to expire next week. We'll see. It's going to be a cliffhanger, guys. In fact, existence as we know it has been a cliffhanger, is it not? I hope this Oxford research-driven viral antidote vaccine or whatever they're developing works for everybody, but you know what? I never would get too excited about anything developed that quickly, but what do I know? So I know for sure you're going to hear all about its miraculous properties today at 5 p.m. through courtesy Donald J. Trump. Of that, I'm positive. I can't wait to see that, actually. I find these press conferences great comedy and theater and kind of therapeutic in a way because, as I've mentioned before, laughter is the best medicine, folks. It sustained me pretty much through thick and thin, trying to endure the slings and arrows of outrageous whatever. So be it. I'm gonna watch today, and I can't wait to see what comes out of his mouth. And well, let's continue acoustically here via Caroline. Yeah. Okay, it's a little bit of walking and talking it, and geez, I remember writing that in Prague, right after, I don't know, one of the most horrific supernatural experiences. I can't really explain it any other way, but you can read about it on my website. If you go to GaryLucas.com, there's a section called Writings. And it is the prologue, the first chapter, really, of a new book I've been writing, a new book of memoirs, provisionally entitled Vampire Circus. I don't know, I've had some other suggested titles come up recently, including Motherfucking Douchebags in the Music Biz. No. Well, just kidding. Anyway, yes, I'm working hard on this, and it's going to tell quite a few stories, which I'd like to regale you with here. I'm giving you little snapshot previews. But there I will go into depth on all sorts of fol-de-rol and strange occurrences that have befallen me or I've activated in my progress forward, trying to go forward. always. And I also want to alert you, I've just done a list of 12 of my favorite films for the great company Kino Lorber, who have a new streaming service, Kino Now, by which you can pay a subscription fee and access all these films and look at them on, I don't know, your iPhones or your tablets, or some people have smart TVs that can do that. I don't know how to hook up my stuff to any of this. I'm really kind of somewhat retarded in the technical sense. I didn't have a laptop really until my webmaster, Tanya Weeman, insisted upon it in 1998 and said, everybody's using email, you gotta start. So she gave me a real slow dial-up loaner computer, an old Compaq, I don't know who, but it, anyway, then I got hooked and I thought, it's not that hard. And so here we are. But I can tell you, my late mother did not ever know how to operate a computer and didn't really feel the need for it. I don't know. I think technology is a two-edged sword, which can wax enthusiastic or not about this subject till the cows come home. But I know you want to hear more music, so. Yeah, so little music I composed. It appears on an album I did for John Zorn's Tzaddik label, Busy Being Born, 1999. It's called It's Like a Wheel, which is, that came from my friend Hank Frisch, who played harmonica with me in the Obegon band in Taiwan, going back to 1976, 77. We played in clubs in Taipei and also in Hong Kong. And I think he had a group in Cleveland where he lives called It's Like a Wheel. I believe it's a karmic reference, and well, anyway, so You can't copyright a title, so I've got plenty of them that derive from all sorts of funny things. But I'm not the only one now. U2, who were big fans of Jeff Buckley's, Bono especially, who made a very astute remark after Jeff passed that he was a pure drop in an ocean of noise, quote unquote. He has a song called Grace, believe it or not, that came out after Gary Lucas and Jeff Buckley's Grace. So I don't know, man. I want to see those royalty checks because you never know. Some of it might be going over there. What were those titles being so similar? Don't you think? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, we'll finish up on the steel. And here we go. I bring out the Tronti, my National Steel Duolian from the 1920s. I guess we're in the key of E today. I put new strings on that acoustic guitar just because it usually sounds brighter anyway, but then it takes a while to break them in. But now I'm going to play one last thing on the J45. This is my favorite, my Desert Island guitar. Yeah, we got a dust in here. Oh well. Time flies when you're working intensely on that. Hey, that's Please Allow Me to Look at You Again. as recorded by the wonderful golden voice of China, Zhou Xuan, and that's what I want to say to you in closing here. Please allow me to look at you again and vice versa. I'll see you on Thursday, 3 p.m., same time, same place, and this Saturday also. And I love to play for you guys. I hope everybody is safe. I can't wait to see what comes out of that orange skin. What am I talking about? I got orange skin here too. That guy at 5 o'clock today. All right, everybody, be safe, and I'll see you on the flip side. Okay, take care. Love you guys. Bye.